horrifying reality is that whether you want to admit it or not, people can read your emotion and they know that you don't like them. Hey, it's Abbi J, your life coach, and I want to talk to you today about what to do when you don't like somebody at high school. Because your girl Abbi J has been in this situation. So I want to share with you 2 tips that are gonna help you, whether you don't like this person and for just some reason you aren't jiving, right? They haven't done anything wrong and you don't like them. Or on the other scale of like, they've done lots of things wrong, right? Or lots of things to bothering you and you have a history and you don't like them. I'm gonna give you 2 tips that are gonna help you out because, yeah, I've been in this situation more often than I would care to admit. So let's talk about it. Yeah, so one of my most embarrassing moments that's ever happened to me at high school is there was this young lady who was just sweet and awesome and really cool, right? And she was kind of friends with my siblings, and then she was friends with me, and I, this is so awful to admit, I just didn't like, she wasn't really my cup of tea. I didn't like dislike her, but I didn't like her, and so thus it kind of bugged me that, you know, she was like hanging out with me all the time and wanted to like me so much, and I feel like such an awful person for voicing these things out loud. But here's the lesson for you. I remember one day I wasn't there at school and she came up to my brother and they were talking, right, because they were friends, and she said, "Hey, so why doesn't Abbi like me?" And my brother, being a true brother, was like, "What are you talking about? Abbi totally likes you." And this girl was like, "No, I can totally tell, like, she doesn't like me." And when my brother told me that story, the reason it like gut punched me so deeply was because it was true. And I thought I was like pulling one over and I was so smart and I was using all my personal development skills I'd read about, you know, to fake that I liked this girl when she really wasn't my cup of tea. So let me give you the 2 tips that I've learned since then to help you when you're in similar situations. Okay, my first tip for you is to be authentic. I've got bright yellow pen today. So here's what I mean by this. Please do not go up to the people that you do not like in your life and just start like, "Hey, you know what? I'm trying to be authentic. I want you to know I don't like you. Please don't talk to me or pretend we're friends," right? Please do not do that, right? That would cause so much just unnecessary hurt, right? But I want you, if you are interacting with this person, and I think you're watching this video because there's tons of people we don't like that we don't even really interact with, so they're not a problem. But I just want you to be authentic in the areas that you can be authentic. Just like that young lady who came up to my brother and said, "I know Abbi doesn't like me," is because I was being unauthentic and I was trying to pretend that we were friends, or I was trying to pretend that I liked her. And the reality is that we can sense that as human beings. We sense it in our I want to say microaggressions. I hope that's the right word. You know, our micro expressions, our microaggressions in our voices, and just there's a million little signals that even though we're like, "Oh, hey, nice to see you," there is a million and one ways our body is telling their body and their brain that we don't like them. So don't fight the science of your body and find genuine ways that you can be authentic with this person. A lot of times for me, that's coming from a place of curiosity, of just like, "Oh, sweet, what did you do this weekend? Oh, that's really cool." And well, the second tip I'm going to share with you will pair with this, but just finding like genuine ways that you can be authentically interested in them if you do have to interact, because you cannot fight the science of your body and you cannot fight the body language that, whether you are trying to mask it or not, is letting them know that you don't like them. So be genuine and be real and be authentic and find ways to connect that you like legitly care about. Okay. And I remember this young lady, she was into theater and I was into theater. So it was a great way to talk and connect in a way that I actually was like, "Oh yeah, I would have this conversation with one of my friends." So find ways to be authentic. My second tip for you is to limit exposure. So here's another awful story about me. So in high school, there were 2 young ladies that I didn't like because of a dating history with my boyfriend, and then he would cheat on me for them, and then he'd come back to me, right? And so like this kind of fell in the category of I felt like I had lots of reasons to hate them. I felt like I had lots of reasons I didn't like them. And I like just want to offer to you that, especially if you're not jiving with somebody, especially if you have a history, let's limit our exposure. back to my tip 1, right? We cannot fight the science of our bodies and our expressions and just literally the emotions that we think we're masking that we're not, that are coming across. So limit exposure, right? When these people, and I want to be clear on this, you don't have to make this overt. I would tell you, please do not make this overt or obvious. Like when they join the group of friends, you turn around and leave. Like, let's not create drama, right? This is about the subtlety of dealing with people that you don't like. And so, sorry, itchy chin. So limit your exposure, right? If they join the group of friends, be like, oh, hey, maybe stay there for maybe another minute and then find a way to excuse yourself. Go to the restroom, go start a conversation with a different friend. There's so many ways that you could practice getting yourself out of that situation. And that's a valuable skill. Even with people that you like, if maybe they're talking about things that you don't want to talk about or just, gossip or anything like that, that's a great skill to know. How do I excuse myself from this group naturally and effectively? So limit exposure. Well, babe, this is a slightly different video than I usually do, but it's real, right? We all have people that just for some reason or another, we're not jiving with. And so I would invite you to just get rid of the shame and the guilt, because there's some of that comes with it, right? Hash out what you need to hash out, apologize where you need to apologize. But with people that we're not jiving with, it's okay. Find ways to be authentic when you are interacting with them, and then limit your exposure. You'll find tremendous success with being the person that you want to show up as, no matter who's showing up and interacting with you. So, girl, best of luck to you. If you have questions, leave them down there for me below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are a teen looking for some tips on how to master high school and beyond. So, I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Abbi J out.